Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Alyssa and thank you for joining me for this middle of October budget closeout video. So this budget here was the one we set up together at the beginning of the month. I will link that video in the top corner if you're looking to kind of watch how I set up not only my budget calendar here, but also my budget as well using the Budget by Paycheck Workbook by the Budget Mom. So I've gone through and kind of added up all the numbers, and I figured we could go through it and I could kind of explain how everything sort of shook out this month. So for the income, it was pretty much exactly as I had anticipated. My paycheck was the $16.51, and then for rollover we had the $47. Extra and random was $400. I received some money. My dad sold a gold coin and gave my sister some, me some, and then he kept some for himself. And then I got a super random check from an old employer I used to work for, and it was for $2. I only worked there for a month, so it was very odd, but I had that $2 and I obviously put it in my checking account. And then the payback, I went to Costco, and then my boss, who is so sweet, because when I was sick I couldn't go to our company dinner because obviously COVID, I'm not going to expose anybody, so she actually sent me money so I could buy myself dinner, which was so sweet of her. So I guess I could have put the $35 from that in the extra, but it was all in Venmo, and Venmo for me is like payback. I had that $35, and then my roommates paid me back for a Costco trip. I went and got us like paper towels, toilet paper, and dish soap for the dishwasher. So the total income for these 2 weeks through the 14th of October was $2,169. For the expenses, I did have some unanticipated expenses down here, and we'll talk about that in a moment. Rent was $400. Life and pet insurance was exactly as predicted. Therapy and Acorns perfectly on par. What I didn't account for was utilities, so I did have to pay my roommate $65, or something happened and I had to pay $65 for something. Actually, while we're here, let me look and see what that was, because I feel like that's really high for things. So let's go to the expense tracker and see what I had to pay the utilities for here. So $38. Oh, okay, so it was utilities, but two separate utility charges. I think one was like water and stuff, and the other one, the 26, was electricity. So that's why I added up to a total of $65. And then State Farm, so $22 is for my renter's insurance that I have. I normally pay it a year at a time, so it's whatever 22 times 12 is. You might get a little bit of a discount for paying a year in full, but for some reason they've been billing me monthly and I'm not quite sure why. So I need to call them. I need to remember to call them and figure out like what's going on with that, and if I can just pay it in full for the year so then I don't have to think about it. Honestly, my plans have been changing. Like, they're all over the place right now in terms of buying, renting, buying, investing, buying, whatever I want to do. So I may end up just paying the $22 every month and then I can cancel it. I believe I've paid it for the year already, so I'm not sure why I have a $22 charge. So I will figure that out sometime in the next week. Total bills for these first 2 weeks was $611, leaving me with $1,558 left over. So for the variable expenses, these would be equivalent to somebody's cash envelopes if you were doing the cash system. I do not do the cash system, only for sinking funds, because one, most places in Seattle do not accept cash. Two, it's a lot faster to just pay with our debit card, and obviously there are some psychological downers to doing that versus paying in cash. You can't actually physically see the money. And then three, I live in a big city. Like, the thought of someone stealing my purse or wallet with these envelopes in there gives me a lot of anxiety. So I just choose to not carry around cash and just carry around my debit card. I've been doing it for over a year, and so far so good. It's been working for me. Grocery, we were very much under budget at $44. I mentioned when I set up this video that I have been using EveryPlate, and the charge actually goes on to the Discover card. So I need to actually switch that to the debit card so it's more aligned into what I should be paying for groceries. And then eating out, I was very much over budget, $196. I think I went out like 2 or 3 times in the week, and when I was sick I ordered in, so that's why it went up a bunch. It also includes like the $35 I got reimbursed too. Gas and car was $84, and then investments, it was $20. That's on top of the regular Acorns. Fun entertainment was almost over double what I had allocated for fun and entertainment. I think I went a little bit too hard on the last day of the Sounders game because it was their last home game for the season. They didn't make the playoffs, so partied a little bit too hard there. Self-care, 0. Miscellaneous, 133. Super close to being at budget for that one, but we unfortunately went over. Travel, 0. And pets, I didn't end up going to the store, but I will in the next couple of weeks. For sinking funds, and this is something I'm really trying to get better at, is right after I set up the budget is going to the bank and then transferring stuff electronically to the Ally savings account. So I am paying myself first versus all of these other variable expenses that I tend to go over if I see a high number in my bank account. So I unfortunately was $60 under my goal. You can see all of the stuff here. I decided not to save anything for Halloween because I don't really think I'm doing anything. It's a Monday, and honestly I'm probably just gonna either donate plasma or have a nice evening in away from everybody. We don't really get trick-or-treaters here, so hopefully that's not an issue and nobody's knocking on our door. And then I kind of had to unallocate money for New Year's and Costco, which is totally fine. I ended up going to Costco in the miscellaneous. That's where the Costco trip went into. I didn't end up using the money I had for there because my roommates were going to pay me back, and it was just an unanticipated trip. So yeah, so the total for sinking funds that I saved was $520, which if you do the quick math, that's actually 1/4 of my total income. So that's fantastic, leaving me with $442 left over. I did pay $100 on my Alaska card and $300 on my Discover card, so that left me with $42, which actually is unallocated and unaccounted for. So my checking account as of right now in filming of this video has the new paycheck that I got paid out to me in it. So there's actually basically $0 after all of this came out. So I don't know where that $42 went. I'm sure I just miscalculated something. That's honestly how it happens, but hopefully it'll kind of shake out, and I'm not too worried about it because I did track all of the expenses to the T, so I might have just gotten my math off of somewhere. So hopefully this video was helpful. This is how I close out the middle of the month budget and also the end of the month budget too, in terms of using the budget tracker here from the Budget Mom workbook. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Let me know how your first 2 weeks of October went. Do you have any fun Halloween plans coming up? What have you been saving for? What are your challenges that you've been working on? I really appreciate each and every one of you for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one real soon. Bye.